All right. Sorry about that little glitch there. So, I want you to think about the last time you stayed on your healthy diet and then you had a setback and what happened. And for most of us, what we've done probably at least once or maybe several times in the past is say, I've already ruined the day. What the hell? I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to just keep eating. I'll start again tomorrow. But I want to tell you today why that is not a good idea and how you can change it so that doesn't happen again. So, hi, everybody. I'm Ricki Heller from rickiheller.com. I help women on restricted diets learn to love their food again so that they can lose their symptoms, their bodies can heal, and they can live really their best lives. So I was talking to a client last week, and she was telling me that she had baked cookies. She loves homemade cookies. These particular ones were like a whole spice thing. I forget what they're called. That's a European cookie. And she loves them. And she made them for her husband. She thought she would just have one or two. Well, as we could imagine, they're there tempting you, right? So she had more than she would have liked. But instead of stopping at that point, she figured, I've already ruined it. So she ended up eating most of the cookies. And then she felt horrible. And I'm sure that's probably happened to you. I know for sure that's happened to me. I'll say, I may as well just keep going. I'll start on Monday instead or whatever. And then you just get into this quagmire of eating and eating and eating and eating. So here's why that happens and why and how you can stop that cycle. So our brains are wired to repeat habits that are comfortable. And every time we repeat something, of course, I'm going like this because we rewrite that synaptic pathway. So the neural pathways in the brain that establish habit behavior, every time you do the same behavior, that pathway gets stronger and stronger, which means that habit is more and more entrenched in your behavior. And so it can become more difficult to change it. But when you change a habit, you're starting to create a new pathway for the new habit. And the more you repeat the new behavior, the stronger that habit becomes until eventually the new habit outweighs the old habit. So, why do we have these setbacks? I hear this from people all the time, and I know that the same has been true for me too. You start something new, like healthy eating, and you feel like you're wonderful for a week or two, and you're all motivated and excited, and it feels great, and it feels natural, and you're so happy. And then suddenly one day, the cookies just call to you, and you eat them, even though you know you don't want to eat those cookies. So, what's going on? Well, that's the old habits calling you back into old patterns because our brain likes consistency. It likes things to be the same. And so if you start branching off into new behaviors, your brain's going to rebel, particularly the lower brain, and say, something's wrong here. This doesn't feel right. This feels uncomfortable. Go back to your old habit. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And so we are kind of pulled back into that old habit because it just feels more comfortable. Even though we might not like it, it's what feels natural. It's what we're used to. It's what we've done hundreds or maybe even thousands of times. And once we're there, we just say, oh, to hell with it, and we keep eating. So, in that case, if you think about it in terms of how the brain is wired and how we're laying down new neural pathways with these new habits, what you've done there is you've sort of broken the new habit. And rather than continuing to eat, think about what that does. Well, that tells your brain, this is my natural behavior. This is my habit. I'm going to eat. I'm going to overdo it. And then I'm just going to overdo it even more because that's what comes naturally. Whereas instead, if what we do is say, okay, I ate all but one cookie in this box, and that's when you realize what you're doing, stop at that moment and just do something that's going to reinforce the positive habit. So it can be putting the cookies away in the cupboard, even if there's only one cookie left, even if there's only half a cookie left, putting that box away. You're telling your brain, this is no longer my habit. I'm not going to do this anymore. And go do something that is more positive or that's going to reinforce the new way you want to be. Maybe have a delicious salad for lunch after you ate a whole box of cookies. Yes, rather than wait until the next day, because that tells your brain right now that this is the new habit and it helps to reinforce that new behavior. So the last thing you want to do is allow that old habit to continue to take over. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. And that's what I told my client as well, that no matter how much you've already overdone it or feel like you've overeaten, just go back to that new pattern that you want to enforce. I often refer to someone who was a guest on Oprah's show many years ago. Her name is Stacey Halpern, and I think she lost something like 300 pounds. And she was asked, how do you deal with setbacks? And that's exactly what she said. She said, you get right back on the horse, not tomorrow, not in an hour, but right now. You start over. You keep starting over every time you slip up. Start over right now. And that tells your brain that you are enforcing this new behavior until that becomes natural. And then it's going to feel weird not to eat healthy foods. So I hope that helps. Please let me know in the comments if you have any comments or questions. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to hear more, I do have a great free guide called 3 Simple Shifts to stay on track now. You can go to rickiheller.com/3 simple shifts. That's the number 3 and then the words simple shifts. And hopefully that will help you as well. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you again soon.